Your mind is constantly fighting a war against reality. Unexpected bills, sudden deadlines, and the unpredictable behavior of other people are pulling your focus outward, leaving you stressed and emotionally exhausted. What if there was an ancient, rugged philosophy, tested by Roman emperors and slaves alike, that could quiet that external noise and give you unshakable inner focus? In this video, I'll show you how to apply the Stoic mindset, a system rooted in Western philosophy to transform external chaos into an inner citadel of resilience and clarity. Miss this and you might always be reacting to life, but watch through and reclaim your mental freedom starting now. Part 1. Leo's struggle with external chaos. Leo is full of ambition, much like you. He has clear financial and professional goals, but every time he tries to take a forward step, something external knocks him down. It's not that Leo lacks ability. He puts in the hours, but he's constantly blindsided by events he can't foresee or influence. A coworker misses a deadline, the market crashes, a flight is cancelled and every time, Leo's focus shatters. He finds himself consumed by frustration and anxiety about the things he cannot control. He knows exactly what's happening, but he can't stop the spiral of worry. This isn't just Leo's struggle. It's a universal condition. It's the mind's painful belief that we should be able to control every variable in our lives. The Roman philosopher Epictetus, who started life as a slave, understood this internal warfare perfectly. He said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." More importantly, he taught that our worst struggles come not from the events themselves, but from our judgment of those events. Leo feels like he's battling the entire world, and no matter how much he plans, he never feels safe. He's battling his own unguarded judgments. The ancient Stoics knew this battle well and developed methods to tame the mind, bringing it into focus, clarity, and competence. Leo's mind resists because it tries to secure everything, but the first step is awareness. He needs to realize his mind is naturally wired to worry about the external, but the Stoic teachings show us that this resistance is not something to fight with blind force. Instead, the first step is awareness, realizing that his primary struggle is internal. The first lesson in Stoicism is to understand the mind. Once Leo becomes aware that his mind is naturally wired to claim control over what is not his, he can stop being so hard on himself. The true battle is not with the event, but with the thought he attaches to the event. Part 2. The Dichotomy of Control. Leo realizes his old methods pushing through anxiety, trying to micromanage every outcome aren't working. He starts looking for a deeper wisdom. That's when he encounters the core teaching of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. The ancient philosopher Epictetus states that some things are up to us and some things are not. Things up to us are our opinions, impulses, desires, and aversions, our judgments. Things not up to us are our body, property, reputation, and anything external. This confuses Leo at first. How can letting go of the external lead to accomplishing anything? But the more he reflects, the more he understands that maybe his struggle comes from fighting against reality. The Stoic method suggests that the solution isn't to fight harder, but to concentrate your energy only where it is effective. The core of Stoicism teaches something counterintuitive, that by limiting your concern to your inner life, you can actually accomplish more externally. It's not about giving up or being passive. It's about moving in harmony with the natural boundaries of the world. When we push against events, life pushes back. But when we align ourselves with the principle of control, we move forward with less wasted effort. Leo begins to see that his constant battle to push his circumstances only makes him suffer. By embracing this ancient wisdom, he realizes it's possible to approach difficult tasks without the emotional resistance. Instead of viewing hard circumstances as personal enemies, he starts seeing them as indifferent. They simply are. Leo starts applying this principle in his life. When a difficult circumstance arises, whether it's a delay, a setback, or an unforeseen difficulty, he pauses and reminds himself, "Is this up to me?" He accepts the difficulty as part of life's flow and, in doing so, releases the inner struggle. This shift makes his mental burden lighter. Where once he battled with himself over external results, he now feels a sense of calmness in the process. This is the next phase in the Stoic training, focusing all his energy on his responses and his execution. Part 3. the practice of premeditatio malorum. Leo's journey continues as he searches for ways to build mental toughness against unexpected blows. That's when he encounters the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of adversity. At first, the idea seems more to be just sitting and imagining things going wrong. But as Leo tries it, he discovers how difficult it is to sit still while imagining the loss of his possessions or the failure of his projects. He's used to constant optimism, to thinking that suppressing fear is the solution. But as he learns from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, the cucumber is bitter. Then toss it out. There are briars in the road, then take another path. Leo begins to realize that true mental strength and clarity don't come from constantly hoping for the best. They come from preparing for the worst. Through this practice, Leo experiences a powerful shift. Instead of his mind feeling chaotic and reactive when a setback occurs, it starts to settle. The more he practices imagining potential failure, the more his mind becomes clear about what is truly essential. It's in these moments of quiet reflection that he starts to see his challenges for what they really are. Not shocking disasters, but already considered possibilities. Leo realizes that his constant urge to avoid thinking about difficulty was what made his mind so resistant to hard truths. In premeditatio malorum, he finds a sharpness in his thoughts, a proactive clarity he hadn't experienced before. He doesn't dive straight into anxiety. Instead, he takes a breather, thinks it through, and lets clear solutions come to him. He discovers his own inner resourcefulness. This is the third step in the Stoic method, cultivating preparedness. Leo begins to embrace the idea that the obstacles he faces are not permanent blockades, but the mud that tests the roots of his inner character. Part 4. Integration and Amor Fati. As Leo continues practicing inner stillness and premeditation, something profound begins to change. His mind, once chaotic and scattered, becomes a tool for focus and sharp decision-making. He realizes that premeditation gave him clarity, but now it's time to turn that mental preparation into purposeful execution. He channels his newfound clarity into doing one thing at a time. He understands that he doesn't need to take on everything at once. Instead, he can channel his clarity into one move at a time. The Stoics teach that true mastery is the harmony between acceptance and effort. If the mind accepts what it cannot change, the body can execute with intention. The fourth step in the Stoic method is execution with intention. Leo realizes that his ability to succeed comes from doing one thing at a time with his full attention. He begins to approach his work and projects with this singular focus, giving each task his full energy and clarity. As a result, the hard tasks he once dreaded now seem manageable. But even with focus, there's one more essential piece to the puzzle: Amor Fati, love of fate. Part 5. The final lesson: Amor Fati. Leo has been making steady progress. He's learned to control his judgments and act with intention. But as the days go by, he still encounters unpredictable hardship. That's when he remembers the final Stoic teaching: Amor Fati, not just accept what happens, but to love it. The philosopher Nietzsche captured the essence of this when he said, "My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati, that one desires nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity." Leo realizes that just like a blacksmith uses fire adversity to temper steel character, he needs to practice embracing the process. The hardships he faces are not obstacles to the path, but are the path itself. By letting go of his desire for things to be easy, he finds that he is more at peace with his progress. He knows that his growth will come, but it will happen because of, not despite, the difficulty. The love of fate becomes his final lesson in mastering the mind, and with it, he feels a sense of unshakable inner peace, his inner citadel. So where are you on this journey? Are you resisting, or are you ready to embrace the Stoic mindset? Start with one step. Whether it's practicing awareness of your judgments, imagining adversity, or simply committing to love whatever happens. Your growth will come, but it will unfold in its own time. If this video gave you some insight, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey of mastering the mind together.